Ayo, as you read from the title, I think Payday is mad underrated. For those of you who don't know what Payday is or have never played it, it's kinda exactly how it sounds. Basically, you can play from 1 to 4 players of people who rob banks, steal weapons from the mafia or cartel, and just overall do illegal activities. And it's really fun. And I can't be the only person who wants to know what it's like to rob a bank.
What did he say? Police! Help! Police! Help!
If I had to compare Payday to another game, oddly enough, I would compare it to Killing Floor. And the reason I say that is because they're both similar, as in there's going to be waves of enemies that you go up against. But in Payday, it's more object-based because the whole point is to steal things valuable, whereas in Killing Floor, you're just going through waves and that's it. So Killing Floor is close to Payday as in gameplay, whereas something like GTA Online, where you do heists, is probably close to it, like when it comes to objectives and things like that. Now, I really like the missions in Payday. Like, both the loud and stealth missions are very fun to me. I like loud because I just like going guns blazing sometimes, like using my best equipment and see if I can get the objective done with it. But stealth missions are also fun too, because you want to test how good you are at like in and out missions, you know, like how quick can you steal the objective and get out of there without getting caught. And they both have their benefits, of course. Louder missions usually pay more than stealth missions, which is not to say stealth missions don't pay a lot, but louder missions you get more. But with stealth missions, it might not pay as much, but you'll get more XP. So you have to decide, do you want more XP to get better equipment, or do you want louder missions and just get paid more money? I almost forgot, loud missions take several days to complete. So there will be missions that take 2 to 3 days in game to complete. And so you don't get paid until the like 3rd day. Whereas in stealth missions, most of them are like 1 day long. So you can steal the money or whatever. You can steal your objective and get paid that same day, because that's the end of the mission. It only took 1 day worth, whereas most loud missions, it'll take several days. So to basically break it down, most louder missions are already predetermined to take 2 to 3 days long, whereas most stealth missions are going to take 1 day long. Now, the loadouts in this game have so many options, so I think the loadouts are well done. Like, not only can you have several loadouts, but there's so many options to help you with specific mission types, you know, with the stealth and loud missions. And there's so many different options in terms of like equipment to bring, like I don't know the technical term, but the little jammer pack, right? It can help you with louder missions, but it's going to be more helpful obviously in stealth missions to cut off enemy communications, and it can hack electronic doors, so that's really good. Then you got medkits, which is going to restore any lost health. Then C4s, which are more like a claymore, because you can use it as a trap where an enemy walks by and it blows up. You can also use C4s to open safes. So like how the jammer pack can hack a door, the C4 is just going to blow up the door. And finally, you can have access to like a sentry gun where it's just going to shoot enemies for you. And these are just a few equipment items you can use. There's a lot more, but those are just a few examples I want to give. And on the other side of the loadouts, you got the skill trees and the perk decks, which are obviously going to help you build what kind of playstyle you want. So you can go for like stealth specific builds, or like you can go for armor builds, or like dodge builds, which means, you know, you are less likely to get shot. So there's a bunch of other builds you can use with the skill trees and the perk decks in your loadout. And then you obviously have your weapon options. So assault rifles are going to be good for like mid to close range. Then you got your sniper rifles, which are obviously good at long range, but they're mainly meant for shield enemy types, because sniper rifles by default already have armor piercing rounds. Then you have a shotgun, which is going to do really good at close range. And finally, you can have access to something like a mini gun, which is going to be great at crowd control. And these aren't even all the weapon types. There's a bunch of different weapon types. You still got like grenade launchers, akimbo weapons, which means dual wielding. There's a bunch of other weapon types, but that's just to name a few. And the last reason why I really like Payday is it's not important, but it's very important to me. But it's customization. I think the customization is pretty solid. Like, there's a bunch of characters you can pick. They don't give you advantages or disadvantages. It's just more of a preference thing. But the masks, you can actually customize, and I think most of them look pretty good. So yeah, I just like the customization, not only your weapons, character, and mask, but I think it's just great overall. So that's all the good things I can think about Payday. Like, I think it's really fun and all, but the only downside I can think about Payday is that for console players, you can't get access to like the full experience to the game. Like, you can't get all the DLCs, and sadly, I'm a console player. So yeah, it just sucks that I don't get access to the full experience, but it's still fun. If there's ever a Payday 3, I'm definitely gonna get it. So that's pretty much about it. Just letting people know that I think this game is very underrated. And so with that being said, thanks for watching. Sub up if you're new. I'm really close to getting 50 subs, which is huge. And with that being said, I'ma dip out.